Hi, my name is James Harris. I guess a little bit about me. I graduated in fall 2025. I was a dual major in democracy and justice studies and political science. Uh, I graduated with some really good grades. I mentored students for 3.5 of the 4 years I was in college. I was the Newman Civic Fellow. What else did I do? I ran a program called Bridging the Divide that helps people understand that we're not really that different. I interned at the mayor's office. I worked for the Wisconsin Public Education Network. I did some other things while I was at school that I forget about. I'm not doing this to toot my own horn, but I think by any metric you can say I'm a successful student, and I'm here giving you guys a little bit of advice on what to do for your college future. So, yeah, the first question I have to answer here is what advice would you give students taking this class in fall 2025? Well, nothing, because fall 2025 is already in the past. But on a more serious note, I think all of you have heard the term, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I don't think that's entirely correct, because unless you are fortunate enough to have parents blessed with God tier nepotism abilities, you still need to know things. Instead, I would say who you know lets you show what you know. And I don't know what the future that you're watching this looks like, but as of right now, we're in an age of fake AI written resumes that have little resemblance to the actual skills of the person they advertise. And you have companies using AI screeners to read those AI resumes to make recommendations. So now, more than ever, the absolute best way to get your foot in the door with opportunities is a real living person advocating for you. So, the first and most important thing you can do at college, like your grades are important, but knowing people is more important than your grades. And you should get to know your professors. Go to their office hours, shake their hand, say hi to them, even if you don't have any questions and the class is easy. Make sure you get to know as many of them as possible as people. They are almost always well connected within their disciplines and they can point you towards opportunities that you never would have even known existed. Uh, I think it was my junior year. I was just in downtown Green Bay and I bumped into one of my professors, Professor Shelton. And he said, "Hey, would you like to work for this organization trying to get a school referendum passed?" So then I spent the next 3, 4 months working to get a school referendum in Green Bay passed, and I got paid really, really good. And I would have never known about that if I didn't know my professors. Also, put your hand up and say stuff in class constantly. Like, I know some of you have anxiety, some of you are shy, some of you are worried that the professor is going to think you're annoying. I promise it is really, really difficult to make a professor think you're annoying. 95% of the time, the professor, even if you're wrong and you don't know what you're talking about, the professor is happy that someone cares enough to engage in conversation. And look at it this way, if you raise your hand and say something wrong, you've still learned something that you wouldn't have learned otherwise. And you can ask Professor Katya. I am wrong about things constantly. Like, I make mistakes all the time, but I just go, oops, I did something stupid, and I keep going. And nobody's thought less of me for it. And making mistakes is only a problem if you let it bother you. Please, don't be scared to fail. Like, I know this is a little bit hypocritical coming from me, but if you graduate with a 4.0, it just means you didn't challenge yourself as much as you could have. And if you didn't challenge yourself, you left free learning on the table. Take weird classes. Do your assignments in a creative way, and don't take it too seriously. College is the place where you fling metaphorical shit at the wall to see what sticks. And the more you fling, the more sticks. There are abilities that you don't even know you have, and you can't discover them without trying things. And one last thing. Uh, I don't know who your peer mentor is. Hi, peer mentor. But they're going to spend a lot of this next semester showing you where resources are on campus. Especially, I think, and they're going to spend a lot of time showing you where resources are on campus. Take advantage of those resources. It is not charity. You are already paying for them. That's what your tuition goes towards. So when you need a resource, do not feel shy about reaching out and taking advantage of it. especially the wellness center, because college can be a stressful place, and every single semester I've walked multiple students down from the first year seminar to go to counseling appointments. And look, if you need mental health help, it does not mean you're weak. Like, I've been through some stuff. Like, you can watch my TEDx talk if you really want to, but I've been through some stuff. And, like, after that, I had a kid that was sick with cancer for 4 years. Like, I really have survived some crazy stuff. And there's been times in college where I needed mental health help. It doesn't mean you're weak. If you're starting to feel stressed, go talk to a counselor, talk to a mental health professional earlier rather than later, because by the time you're feeling it, it's already too late. Be proactive about it. But good luck. I really believe in you. You've got this.